in a major victory for LGBT employees. The Supreme Court of the United States is holding that Title VII prohibits discrimination on the basis of the fact that an employee is either gay or is transgender. And this was a 6-3 decision by Justice Gorsuch, who's reputed to be quite conservative, and he brushed aside arguments that this was just legislating from the bench and that if there's any change in Title VII, it needs to be done by the Congress. And he emphasized that he was simply working from the words of the statute. And the question that had to be asked is whether discrimination based on being gay or transgender was discrimination because of sex, which is what the statute says. So Justice Gorsuch went through some very simple steps. First, he pointed out that any discrimination based on sex is going to violate Title VII if sex was considered as part of the employer's decision, even though there may have been other factors that worked their way into the employer's decision. And this is true even if the employer is not really discriminating against men as a group or women as a group, because the statute prohibits discrimination against individuals. So in this case, he decided that sex is a cause of the employer's decision. The employer intended to rely on sex in making that decision. The point being that if you look at the employer's decision, you ask the question whether changing the sex of the employee would have changed the outcome, and the answer is yes. So the court left for another day questions about what about bathrooms, what about locker rooms, what about dress codes, and at the end of the opinion, Justice Gorsuch wrote, "An employer who fires an individual merely for being gay or transgender defies the law."